dude, I've never seen a dick shaped so bad in my life. It was brutal to look at it. He's always crying about it, and stop bitching. We're all hurting. And I'm like, all right, show me. He said he's bleeding. And I'm like, nah, you can't be bleeding out of your dick. He's like, look, oh, I don't know if you've seen our equipment lately, but it's like world-class equipment.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like that when I first went in, because I first went into the military in 2007. So back then, it was still like Vietnam-era shit.
Yeah.
We used H harnesses. We had the boonie hats.
Right.
And all our weapons didn't really have optics.
Yeah.
Or lasers on
Iron
them.
sights.
Yeah, iron sights. So it's like, how do you shoot at night, right? It was that kind of era. But now it's like everyone's wearing like quad night vision.
Right.
Yeah, it's
White
pretty crazy.
phosphorus.
Yeah. So it's insane, like the equipment that my unit has right now compared to what we had when I first went in. Yeah, it's
Are you like that guy who's like, hey, back in my day, like?
No, I don't really do that because the funny thing is I did help the unit a lot with pushing the equipment, especially the equipment and the tactics.
Right.
Obviously, because I went to US Buds and US SPT. When I got back, I tried to bring back as many updates as possible.
Right.
And I said, hey, we need to upgrade our equipment to this kind of equipment and whatever. But that's helped a lot.
Yeah.
The funny thing is when the US SEAL teams come out to China, and I think there's always a team out there that's like on a 6-month deployment.
Right.
They'll see our equipment, they'll be like, because
wait, how do I get that?
Yeah, because most of the teams, you guys are using M4s, right? We use 416s, and it's only like normally the tier 1 guys that use the 416s, right? I think now they moved on to NAVYSEALS or some shit, but yeah, most of the ROKSEALs use 416s. So the US SEAL team that's out in China, they'll bring their M4s and they'll see our 416s and our Gucci shit. They'll be like, oh, man. Can I see those?
Can I borrow this?
Yeah, back in the day, the US SEAL teams were like, dude, your med kit sucks.
Yeah.
You need to upgrade your TCC.
Your blowout kits.
Yeah, TCC kits. And, we did get a lot of updates, and I feel very thankful for the US SEAL team for, being out here and helping us out. And, the training that we do together.
Yeah.
It helps both sides tremendously.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you never know what's going to happen with the North, man. Because you got Mr. Fat Man out there, who's a lunatic. So, like, look at Ukraine, right? You never thought that war would break out. I mean, yeah, we kind of talked about it, but we didn't really think that Russia would invade.
Right. And the next thing you know, it happens.
Yeah. But it's the same thing with us, man. We never know what the the
right
North
next
is gonna
door,
do.
dude.
Yeah, and he's always testing ballistic missiles.
Yeah.
He's always getting ready for war.
Right.
And we're always getting ready for war.
Yeah.
So it just escalates.
Yeah.
And tensions are always pretty high. So because of that, like interoperability, man, working with the US SEAL teams, it's good because when shit hits the fan, we'll be able to work side by side with each other. So yeah, man, I can't wait to meet Mickey, who's out here helping us out. Yeah, man, we went to Buds together. I remember.
Dubs. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, man. He had such bad chafing near his ball sack.
Like hamburger meat?
Like really bad. He would always walk like a gorilla, man. And the instructor would make fun of him. They're like, who's that gorilla that's always walking like this? And I see him, he's like, oh shit, that's Mickey. Did you have bad chafing?
I had bad chafing right in here. Now here's the worst part. Here's the, you piss on yourself all the time in Hell Week.
Oh yeah.
Because you want to just stay warm, even if it's for that one moment. But because it was, imagine this. Okay, I'm gonna walk you through this. It might sound gross. Yeah. We're wearing our compression shorts, right? Yeah. I'm already chafed here super bad. When I piss, yeah, it's warm for a slight moment, but it stings so bad. Like it just stings so bad going down here because it's just like it's chafed.
Yeah, man, the chafing is brutal. A lot of guys, one guy, his name was Wendy, the youngest guy in our class. And dude, I've never seen a dick shaped so bad in my life. It was fucking brutal to look at it. I'm like, Wendy, you all right? Because he's always
so you're staring at it.
He's always crying about it. And at
so
first,
you were looking at it.
Stop bitching. We're all hurting. And I'm like, all right, show me. He said he's bleeding. And I'm like, nah, you can't be bleeding out of your dick. He's like, look. And I'm like, oh.
It's like it's actually happening.
Yeah.
It's rough, yeah, man.
Dick was bleeding, man. because it was shaped so bad.
Remember in third phase how, was it third phase? You know, basically you could go commando style, you know, as in like you didn't have to wear any compression shorts anymore. Like, remember when we wore UDTs?
Yeah.
When we wore our UDT shorts, they allowed us, you know, like not to have to wear compression shorts underneath, right?
I wore them all the time.
I wore them all the time because of that reason. Because if I didn't, my dick would chafe so bad.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's like fucking sandpaper.
It was.
You know?
It was bad.
Dude, I don't know if Wendy could ever have kids, man, with that kind of injury. But he fucking made it through, man.
Good
Tough
for
as
him.
nails.
Good
It's
for
just,
him.
you know, people with different body structures and, you know, different thickness in their thighs, they get shaped differently.
Yeah, you know, you bring up an interesting point because, you know, this is something that I always talk about because, you know, like, obviously, like, I'm a goofy guy, you know, like, you know, by personality and things like that. If, you know, FYI.
You're not a comedian.
Yeah. Oh, I won't say any jokes here.
Okay.
I won't say, like, I don't want to get edited out, you know, like, actually, my coworkers warned me. They said, Joe, don't joke around because you're going to get edited out. And so, anyways, when people ask, you know, like, just to your point, I say, it doesn't matter, like, any shape and size, like, you know, like, I consider myself quite an average person, you know, like, if it's just how bad you want it, I felt like, you know, it's, you know, part of it too is also just stop thinking, you know, like, just do it. You know, just do it. The more you think, the worse it gets. And then I also just tied that too, because to be honest, man, you know, when we first bumped into each other, because I think it was on the grinder or somewhere, you know, I remember I saw you. But here's the thing, automatically, you know, boom, you know, Asian connection. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there are very few Asian butts.
Very few. Very few.
Yeah.
In fact, I think when you and I, when I went through, and while you were going through, as far as active duty U.S. SEALs, I think there was only 4 Korean Americans.
In the SEAL community?
In the entire SEAL community. I think there was only 4. I could be mistaken, but I think
definitely one. There was one in Deb Group.
Correct.
Because he was the LPO in SQT CQC block.
Yeah, okay, got it. So yeah, you know, for me, the point was I just got pumped out. I was like, oh, you know, fellow Korean here, you know, like great, you know, fellow Asian, you know, because I always think this, you know, to that point too, is always like, hey, who says like you have to be a certain shape, size, background? You know, my whole thing was hey, anybody can do it, you know, and don't let people tell you otherwise.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
don't let that stop you.
So why do you think that is? Why so few Koreans in the SEAL teams, and why so few Asians?
Right. Man, there could be a whole slew of answers, right? My thought is this, maybe, I could be wrong, but maybe because when you think, you know, Navy SEAL, maybe sometimes people think, you know, like 6 feet tall, you know, like jacked, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes. Maybe that's what people think, or maybe there's a stereotype there. That I can't confirm. Maybe we kind of self-select, you know, as in like we kind of beat up ourselves. And that's why I said like, hey, it doesn't matter what background, where you come from, all that stuff, you know, like if you believe, like you can do it, go for it, you know. But maybe it's a little bit of that, like self-doubt, or, you know, because there's so few of us, maybe it's that thought like, then there's probably a reason why there's not so many. So maybe I shouldn't even try. It's gonna be too hard, you know, or I'm not gonna make it, you know. So I can only speculate, you know.
Maybe.
I'd love to get your thoughts on that.
I think most Asians are interested in other things than the military.
That could be it too. That could definitely be true.
If you want to be a SEAL, I mean, you really need to have that determination.
Right.
You really have to like want to be in the shit. You have to want to like enjoy all the fucking gear shit. You know, kind of have to be a gear nerd. Right. You got to be like a athlete. You got to be smart. You got to be a lot of things.
Embrace the suck.
Yeah, most of the Asians that I know, they don't like that shit. You know?
Hey, to each their own.
They'd rather go to a karaoke and sing. You know, they're good singers.
I mean, I like that too.
Like, it's the atmosphere. I mean, in our country, in Korea, you see a lot of karaoke bars. You don't really see that in the U.S.
Right.
You know?
True.
What do you see mostly in the U.S.? There's a lot of swimming pools in the U.S. Right? So you have a lot of good Olympic swimmer athletes that come out of the U.S. Whereas when I first came to Korea, I couldn't really find a 50-meter swimming pool.
Really?
Yeah. Now there's it's growing, but there aren't that many swimming pools in Korea. So that's why in the Olympic, you don't really see that many Korean swimmers. Obviously in the SEAL team, it's a water game. So, you know, maybe that has something to do with it too.
Right.
I think in the other special operations communities, like maybe Army SF, they'll have more Asians. Yeah. Rather than the SEAL teams.
Dude, how tough was the tread? Did you have a hard time with the tread?
Well, I don't know if you know this, but I was a swimmer. So second phase was a breeze for me. All the water stuff was a breeze to me. You know, the treading, the bobbing, dude, it's all
Yeah, so
walk in the park.
The reason why I ask is because my buddy and I, we both played water polo.
Yeah. So you were a water polo player.
So I played in high school and I played a little bit in college.
Dude, so treading must have been fucking easy for
No,
you.
it was actually really fucking hard.
What? You're a water polo player?
Yeah, no, because the thing is, I just think you use different muscle groups. Because with the tread, at least with the fins on, you're doing this. So I think you use a lot more of here. Whereas with
and it burned out your thighs?
Yeah, whereas with the tread, with the egg beater, you know, it's kind of like more, well, I can't really point out the exact muscles, but dude, I remember my friend and I suffered.
I just did breaststroke kick.
Ah, you're smart, man.
Yeah,
Maybe I should have done that.
You did the flutter kick?
I did flutter, it was hard.
Yeah, that is tough.
Yeah, you know, there's a saying, you can't fix stupid. You can't fix stupid.
Dude, like an Ivy League, what are you talking about, man? You're a super smart guy. Yeah, that is funny, man. I wish there were more Asians in the SEAL teams, though. You know, from our unit, we have people go to BUD/S. It used to be once every 3 years, but now it's once a year. And most guys don't want to go.
Really?
It used to be a competitive process, like, you know, oh, I'm going to the US to train, competitive process, but now it's like, you know, I did my own BUD/S, why am I going to go there to do BUD/S again?
Man, dude.
And I remember when I was going through BUD/S, dude, when I was in Hellick, I was like, what am I doing?
He's like, why am I doing this
man?
again?
Dude, I already had 2 diplomas under my belt.
Yeah.
You know, I did the GFC thing, Ground Force Commander and all that, but I was doing rocking chairs on the beach.
And you're like, why am I doing this?
I'm like, dude, I must be the stupidest guy on the planet. But yeah, now it's all like cool, but I'm glad I did it. Yeah, it was a blast, but at the time though, it really
miserable.
sucked. It was miserable.
I'm sure your ability to speak English had nothing to do with them selecting you to go.
And the funny thing is, so how did I get to go to SQT? You know, I went through BUD/S and like, I think it was 2 weeks before graduation, and I was ready to go back home. Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, get to go back to Korea. I'm gonna trip my ass off and meet all these Korean ladies, this and that. And an officer walks up to me and he's like, congratulations, you know? And I'm like, oh, thank you, I'm gonna graduate BUD/S, oh yeah. Of course I'm gonna be congratulated. You've been hand selected to go to SQT. I'm like, what?
It's quite the honor.
Yeah, and dude, it hit me like a truck, dude. It was like 50-50, dude. 50% I was so honored, so happy, and so excited. Right. And the other 50 is like, I wanted to go home. Dude, I was 6 months into shit, you know, getting beat. But
here's the thing, the cool thing is you're the only foreign officer that I know that ever has gone through SQT. Yeah. I don't think anyone else has been able to do that.
Yeah. You know, there were Singaporeans in the class after me. And I guess they wanted to go to SQT too, because they saw me going to SQT, and they didn't get to go.
Yeah, no.
None of the foreign officers after that did. So I remember the Singaporeans, they were like, why do you get to go to SQT? Why not me? I'm like,
I don't know.
Why are you talking to me about that? But dude, I was so honored. And I called my unit. I'm like, I've been hand selected to go to SQT. This is awesome. And you know what my unit told me? What's up? Dude, they were not happy for me.
They wanted you back.
They wanted me back. And that was a shocker. The commander of the center at the time was pretty surprised, because, you know, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Yeah. You know, and this is the first time they've ever
No foreigner has ever gone through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my unit's like, oh, Ken's coming back, you know. And I'm like, what the f? So, I made a few phone calls, you know, and I kind of went over my commander's head.
Right.
And thankfully, one guy in the higher brass was like, "The hell? This is a great opportunity, you know, and this is an honor.
Right.
You go to SQT, and we'll fix this problem."
Right.
So I got to go to SQT, and I'm very thankful to the commander of the center at the time, because he actually wrote a personal letter to Korea, and he explained the situation. Right. You know, we've never done this before. There was internal debate, this and that. Right. But we handpicked Ken to go to SQT, and we hope that you would reconsider. And got to go to SQT, man. And it was amazing, like 9 months long, right? And it was an awesome time. Yeah. You know, and we call that a gentleman's course. It's no beating. There's not supposed to be any
Not
beating,
supposed to be.
And it's all tactical training. And we started off with Alaska, and then we went into CQC, and it was just a blast. The funny thing is I had to go to jump school again. So free fall is awesome, but I didn't really want to do static line, right? Yeah. Because static line, there's a high percentage of people getting hurt, because you can't really control the parachute. You're always trying to fucking PLF that shit, you know? So
Actually, I got injured doing that too.
Really?
I got injured too.
Damn, man. So that's why I didn't want to do static
I
line.
popped something on my ankle.
Does it still hurt right now?
No, thankfully not.
Okay, good.
I just hit it. When it happened, I was like, I'm so close to graduating.
Yeah.
Just don't mention it.
Yeah.
If it hurts, just don't say anything. I'm so close to graduating. Just don't say anything.
I know, man. Static line's always but I remember when I was in SET and we're about to go to static line, I'm like, hey, I already did static line in Korea. I'm qualified on these parachutes. And some guy in charge was like, you are part of the class. You will go do static line and you will do free fall and you will do every freaking block in SKT. I'm like, roger that. So I did static line again. And thankfully I didn't break anything.
Yeah, oh man.
But yeah, free fall was a blast because the way we do free fall in Korea, it's a fucking beatdown.
Really?
Yeah, man. But free fall in the US, wow. It was like,
oh, it's fun.
Yeah, it's like civilian skydiving, man.
Well, it is pretty much. Mine's just a heavier parachute.
Yeah, and the wall locker jumps are so fun. But it wasn't like, you didn't have to jump out of a mock tower. You didn't have to do stupid fun. What do you call those games? Yeah.
Games?
Oh yeah. You didn't have to do games. So it was all focused on free fall.
Yeah.
Military free fall, and I had a real good time. And then I think soon after that, you had the blocks for SEER and ASO, and then we graduated. So graduation was a nice ceremony. That was I think the most proudest moments of my life up until this point was probably graduating from VMI.
Yep.
Getting commissioned as an officer, and getting my SEAL Trident.
Yeah. Bro, wasn't that a cool feeling?
It was, man.
To get the pin right there.
Yeah.
That was a cool I still do not forget, given I had a shaved head because you were talking a little bit about our class got into a little bit of trouble, but
the former Dev Group commander pinned me. And it was a very special moment. But yeah, man, lots of memories in SKT, and I had a similar experience like you did. One of our classmates, and this was like, I think it was like near CQC or whatever. He went to the next, and he met the Master Chief of SWIC at the time.
I could already see where this is going.
Yeah. And he was in his op camis, dirty from training. And,
not supposed to be wearing them. Yeah.
The Master Chief didn't like that, so he's like, "Excuse me, you, get over here. Okay? Why are you in your op camis?" And this Mr. Cool SKT guy, SKT student, is like, "What, is there a problem?" And just walked off, right? And he told our Master Chief, and shit hit the fan, man. Dude, they got us rounded up on the beach, and we had to do a day of hell week. Fucking logs.
Logs.
Damn, man. I heard that happens in the teams as well, sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, you know what? I would say there's always platoon specific, But with all that said I think, if you're in a good platoon, they do a good job of, basically, one, taking care of people.
Rules,
yeah, exactly. Like big boy rules, taking care of you. But also at the same time, if you fuck up, then, pay the man.
So after SKT graduated, I come back to Korea. I bring back a lot of updates, right? But I brought back a lot of culture too. But sometimes you need that, man. To like push it in.
Oh yeah. There was a funny saying my old CQC instructor, he told me he's like, gentlemen, there's two, and he's a former DevGru guy. He's like, gentlemen, there's two ways to do things: the right way and again.
That is funny, man. Yeah, that's well said. Sometimes, because there are just too many freaking cowboys out there, and sometimes they need to get humbled.
It's a good reality check.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's a good reality check. I mean, we all need it from time to time.
Yeah.
Every single one of us.
So it's funny, a lot of guys cried because they had to cut their cool hair off.
Hey, I was one of them.
Yeah.
Although my hair probably doesn't look so cool right now.
Oh, really? Do you normally have long hair?
Huh? No, I tried it for a little bit, but I just realized I'm a short hair kind of guy.
Hey, you can't grow a cool beard, can you?
I cannot.
You're Asian.
No, I cannot. I grow the chin strap here and a little bit here. But
hey, at least you get a chin strap.
Yeah, true.
For me, it's the Mexican mustache.
Just like pencil right here.
Yeah, so all my like Ukraine photos, it's all fucking Mexican mustache.
Yeah.
Anyways, when I'm in Korea, I don't really grow this stuff out anyways. So, what's your future plans, man?
Yeah, great question, man. It's actually funny. Like one of the leaders, one of the management team people at my company that I'm at right now asked me something similar, and this is what I told him. And maybe this comes from growing up in the teams and things like that. I actually told him, like, I don't really have too many big plans. I don't look too far ahead.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm enjoying the moment right now. I'm gonna do my best, and we'll see where life takes me.
Yeah.
And I think
Just
I
go
learned it
with the
from my
flow,
dad.
right?
Yeah, and I think I learned it from my dad too. My dad said something very similar. He's like, hey, it's important to plan ahead, but don't plan too far ahead.
Yeah, especially in the civilian world. You know, we were both in the military, but like in the military, you kind of see where your road goes.
Right.
It's like, okay, I'll hit lieutenant commander at this stage, and then commander, and then I'll be at this post or whatever.
Right.
But in the civilian world, it's a lot more of an adventure. You don't know where it's gonna take you.
Right.
Like you, I'm the same way. Just go with the flow.
Right.
And it's worked out so far.
So I mean, hey, I think you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, man, and you gotta live life on the edge.
True. Yeah. One thing I do know for sure, I will become a high school water polo coach. That I do know.
Really?
Yeah, just a matter of when I don't know. Huh?
One of your goals, huh?
That's gonna be the last thing I do.
Really?
I will do it. It will happen.
High school water polo coach.
It will happen.
If you guys want to play water polo, look him up.
Yeah, I think it's very fulfilling.
Would have never thought.
Very fulfilling, you know.
Yeah. Hey man, I want to thank you for coming on to my channel.
Brother, man,
and
thank
talking.
you.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll get dinner and drinks tonight. Talk some more. My audience, they've been wanting to see a Navy SEAL on my channel for a long time, and you're the first. So
honored.
Yeah.
Honored.
I'm gonna have one of my comrades from Ukraine who fought with me in Ukraine come out next month. But yeah, you're the first dude, and I'm really glad to have
Thank
you
you.
on the channel.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, signing off. ROKSEAL. 이근대위 있습니다.
And Joy.
I'm sick of your talking, you got the wrong one. I'm taking your king and I leave him broken. If I am in second, it's after no one. Just give me a second to let him know I'm the headline.